Damn it. Today I'm gonna go over how to build my, I guess you could call mini cinema camera rig. And this is everything you're gonna need here. I'm actually gonna unbox some of this stuff on camera. We'll start with the skeleton of basically what you would use to build a cinema camera rig, or a rig in general, because you can adapt that to any camera that you have. There's so many combinations of parts and pieces that you can source and get from different manufacturers to help build a rig that works for you and that's easy for you to use. This is what's gonna work for me. It's not necessarily gonna work for everybody out there, but you can sort of take bits and pieces maybe from this video and apply it to your own rig building. I'll explain why I'm using some of these parts as I go throughout the video. The first things you're gonna need is essentially a sort of cage or holding place for your camera. The reason that cages are really important is because they can be modded to accommodate any type of accessory, whether it be microphones, friction arms, monitors, or anything like that that would help assist you on a shoot. This will be the base plate, which will have the 15 millimeter rods. There's two of them that will go into them and sort of create almost a system for the camera to live on. So this will be the first thing here. The nice thing is they're all friction and clamped down. Now you do get longer versions of these rods, so if you're gonna mount a ton of stuff and your camera's a bit bigger, you might wanna pick up longer ones, but this is gonna serve as the base for our camera to sit on. Again, small rig, comes in a bag. Keep these bags. They're great for cables, keeping cables in and stuff like that, and organizing small little accessories. Take that in your film bag, photo bag, or your hard shell case or whatever, and you can stay organized that way. This is a set, I believe, that SmallRig sells for the Sony cages and the Sony cameras. I think they come for the A7 III, the A7 S3, and other models, but you can see this is the cage right here. It's durable because, you know, your camera's gonna go through a bit of abuse sometimes. It also comes with an HDMI clamp so that you can lock it in place and not be worried about it coming out or slipping out. Oh, it comes with this. Ooh, I like this top handle. Wish it had a rubber grip, but this is the top handle that it comes with. And I do wish it had a rubber grip, just because if you're holding this all day, it's gonna get a bit tiresome, but it's got 1/4-20, 3/8 holes. It's also got, it seems like a hole here for another rod if you wanted to put a rod there and mount stuff to another rod, which is great. And I believe, ooh, cold shoe mount on the top, which is wonderful. So you can slide maybe a microphone receiver in there or something else that you need to use that has a cold shoe adapter or something like that. But I like that top handle. What's this? I believe the top handle slides onto this piece. So I will have to figure this out and how this attaches. Screws and an Allen key. So that's wonderful too, so you don't have to go hunting for tools to put this together. The SmallRig kit is gonna be this cage, some screws and an Allen key, this NATO rail to mount your monitor to. I'm assuming there's a, oh, I see. Okay. And the top handle and an HDMI clamp. So what I'm gonna do actually is I'm just gonna put this together right here. Oh, okay. The next thing that I'm going to do is attach the monitor arm, monitor mount. Oh, boy, where's your knife? Damn, this is a lot of plastic. Like, they come in nice little recyclable cardboard boxes, but they're in Ziploc bags. But... another Allen key. I feel like every SmallRig thing comes with an Allen key. I'm gonna have so many of these at the end of it, which is actually not bad. You can keep one in your bag, you can keep one at your desk in your studio, and then you can keep one really anywhere you're gonna have a camera. This is gonna be the cage, the monitor's gonna sit up there, and then, you know, that'll be great. This is gonna sit on our set of rails. You'll see why these rails are important in just a second. Take off the quick release first. Starting to come together. That's gonna be part of the rig. What I will do is I will also add my follow focus. You see why the rods are important, because this little ring here is gonna slide onto the rods and clamp onto it. I like to use manual focus. I've always loved it when it comes to just filming, you know, shorts, documentaries, that kind of stuff. I feel we can dial it in a little bit better, and autofocus can be unreliable sometimes. Don't get me wrong, there's great autofocus out there, especially in the Sony a7S III, but I'm going to stick with using a manual follow focus. A follow focus right there. So if you're gripping on the camera, these are like focus gears. These are like really inexpensive ones made by Tilta. They're plastic ones. So I just slid these on, and they're sort of a friction grip, and they don't really slide around. You can add this to any sort of lens, and you've basically kind of got a manual focus lens. Now this is an old Nikon lens that I used to shoot a lot of film stuff with, and I still shoot with, but I've adapted it, or I can adapt it with a Sony converter to fit onto my Sony camera, and I've got a great solution for a manual focus lens that is pretty decent quality, a little nifty 50. So the grooves will sort of sit into there, and then you can turn the focus wheel, and that's what happens, and that's how you kind of focus your image using these kind of teeth and this follow focus. To power this whole thing, we're gonna use a V-mount battery. And these V-mount batteries are really great because they offer a high capacity battery compared to the Sony battery that I have. They have a USB port, which you can even charge your phone from if you want, when you're on set. They have DTAP, which is kind of a universal connector amongst the film industry. But you're gonna need one other thing, which is a sort of plate for the battery to sit in. This plate will lock the V-mount battery in, and then you'll have a bunch of outputs from this plate, which will distribute power. So you've got a 12-volt output, and you've got a 7.2, which is normally used for monitors, and then the DTAP, which will power to your camera. A dummy battery to input into our camera, and this will go into the Sony S3, a7S III, and this will plug into, or this end will plug into our, this end will plug into the plate adapter. Slide that on and lock that in. We'll just put our V-mount battery in. Bro, there we go, that's locked. This is exactly how I built my little mini cinema rig for the camera. And this actually took about 2 years to build over time. I mean, I bought some of this stuff maybe 2 years ago when I first started getting into video, just to have sort of a platform for my camera. I added this V-mount battery this year, and the follow focus this year, and the cage this year as well. So this is gonna be my new setup for the a7S III, and it's gonna live in here. Not gonna come out of here because I don't plan to shoot photos with it or anything else besides video.